Hello, this is your virtual life coach, Michael Lewis. Here I am. Well, I can't take that job. It's just not me. Here's another one. I don't want to do just anything. It has to be what I want. I know it's not going to make me lots of money and buy me a lot of time if I do that, but it's not on my purpose. What does it all mean? Well, what it means is that if you don't do that, you get all distracted, you get lots of problems, and you can't do what's closest to your heart because you're not making enough money to live. And it's just a vicious cycle. And it's like, oh God, that elusive dream, that elusive butterfly. Oh, will I ever get it? Will I ever get it? The thing is, you're not at that rung on the ladder yet. You know, so many people try to climb a ladder starting with the 18th rung, which is all the way up there near the sky. You don't start with the first rung. You need to stay, the first step. You go up like that. So realize, of course, you're going to have unpleasant things on your way. You're going to have barriers. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have things that you have to overcome, things that get in the way of your goals and your purposes. Otherwise, it's not a game. There's no adventure there. There's not a lot of cool chapters that you'll be able to put into your autobiography when you're 92 years old and you're all famous with a Nobel Prize and Oscars and everything else. So what you need right now is a plan to overcome all that stuff. So, see, I had a friend who needed a job while getting it together as a musician. He didn't want to just get it together as a musician, like start on the 18th rung. He knew he had to like get up there first. So, he could have said, yeah, it's not really what I'm into. It's not my purpose or whatever. I'm just going to go try to be a musician. And he would have nobly starved and nobody would have heard of him. I hired him. I hired him as a receptionist and he did really well. And he gathered money together. It tided him over. He was able to eat while at the same time building up his resume with little free gigs here and there, beefing up his own chops as a musician until he got a really good paid gig. At which point he said, "Thank you so much. I don't need this anymore." And I said, "No, you don't. Go forth and do well." And he did go forth and he did well. If he hadn't gotten the job, if I hadn't given him the job, he hadn't looked for the job and asked me for the job, and which kept all of his financial woes at bay, he may have been too much in need of this gig, this opportunity when it did come up, and he'd be up against these 40 other people, and he may have choked or not done as well as he did, when he was like being all relaxed and confident and all that sort of thing. So let's say you dream of being a great opera star, and right now you're a trash collector. Well, to the degree that you know that this present job as a trash collector is going to lead directly to you having a career in opera, that is the degree to which you will be excited about being a trash collector. Is literally the plan you've outlined, and it's the path that you've outlined on your way to your goal. You can actually draw this out. Trash collector, and then draw a line to opera career. And see, it's like a direct line to those two things, direct line. If you can't see how trash collecting relates to nailing that career as an opera singer, if you can't draw that straight line from trash to opera, then you will be distracted, you will be sad, you will be of low morale, and you won't make it to that opera thing. So you need to either align it with your purpose, literally a line where you see that it connects directly with your purpose, or get a different plan. But you can't dump everything and just go directly for opera. You need to sit down and do a plan and then follow the plan. Who cares what other people say? Who cares if people say, oh, you should be singing? That's what you should be doing right now. You should not be doing these other things. That just sets you up for a huge loss, by telling you that you can't do anything else but opera. And of course, you can do all sorts of things. You can do anything you want. A few of us are born rich, or we have rich spouses, or we have benefactors who will just support us on our way to the rainbow and the dream. And if you're one of those people, then that is your plan. No problem. But for the rest of us, we need to sit down and plot out a specific plan, and it may take a bit of time. But hey, it's your dream. It's worth the time you put into it, right? Right. Then once you have a plan, you follow it. If it doesn't work, get another plan. But always have in mind that this was all intended. You intended all this. Every single step. You have to keep your eyes on the prize, obviously. Be aware of what this is all leading to. Tony Bennett, bless his heart, he was a singing waiter. Clark Gable, what did he do? He removed sludge from oil fields. Harrison Ford was a carpenter. Kevin Costner supported his acting lessons in various ways. He worked on fishing boats. He drove trucks. He even gave tours of Hollywood stars' homes. If you've been to Hollywood in the 70s or 80s, he may have been your tour guide. But each of these guys knew what they wanted, and they went after it. It worked. So what you should do is you should write down your current activity, whatever it is. Write down what you're going after, whatever that is. Ask yourself, are they the same or are they different? If they are the same or similar, then bravo. You have won the game you are playing, and now you need to expand that game in some way or play a whole nother game. Otherwise, you're just, going to be treading water in the same place after a while. So, if you've made it as a big movie star, it's time to go after an Academy Award. If you've won your Academy Award, it's time to produce your own movies or whatever, just expand the game that you're playing. Now, if what you're doing now and what you're going after are different, you need to draw a line, literally, between what you're doing right now and what you want to be doing. Do that right now. Make that part of your overall plan. And if there's no way that you can somehow see how this one leads to this one, then you need a different plan. So your first plan is to get out of that unsuccessful plan and get into one that does align and does work. See? Now, may not be comfortable, but people take yucky medicine if they know it's going to cure the illness, right? So you just keep your eye on the prize and take notes for that book that you're going to write about yourself when you're 92 years old. And it is a cold, unfeeling world for someone who really is off the line of their purpose. And who is off their purpose line? Someone who has no plan. But the world can be warm and caring and wonderful when you have a purpose that you're following and a plan that is magical and sound. And that's all I have to say for now. So until next time, love each other, take your vitamins, observe posted speed limits, play nice, and never lose sight of who you are. Never, never, never lose sight of who you are. So long for now.